Okay, so today we have Stephen Whobrey, who joined the BlockFlow program not too long ago, and I think it's time that we do some sort of interview testimonial video here, to talk about your experience so far. So I guess like let's jump in here. Um, Before you joined the program, where were you at? Where was the mental state? Where was your crypto situation? Talk about all the before the program.
Sure. So I had already been in crypto for about 5 years at that point, and I had been watching a lot of your YouTube videos, and I really got a lot out of the YouTube videos, and felt in the crypto world I had been always stuck, waiting, trying to find the highs and find the lows of crypto without ever having any success, and missing the bull run completely because I just was stressing all the time. And in nature, I am ADHD. The highest score I ever scored on a test was in my ADHD aptitude test, which was 60 out of 60. And so
Wow.
when I saw you were starting the BlockFlow program, that was my cue to send you the email for the where we had the interview. So I always felt like I kept putting more money in a little bit each year, and it kept going down. And I would trade coins at the wrong time. I had no organizational thoughts in my head, and for somebody that's ADHD, that's what we need the most. So
Yeah, I can resonate with that.
yeah,
Being in that same position myself, it's kind of like what has been created is also the solution to our minds,
exactly,
in a
exactly.
way. So when you
Yeah.
compare how you were before to where you are now, how does that look? What's the situation for you now?
So the program, and Lewis, I'm gonna brag on you on this video a little bit. You are a gifted teacher for somebody that's like myself that is ADHD. It really drew pictures, helped me formed where I am, not only in crypto but in life situations, to where I want to be, and helped me organize and put things on paper to a point of with the spreadsheets and the things that you have created that are absolutely amazing. I've said that many times on our conference calls. It has helped me organize what I always really wanted to do, put it on paper, and have a solid exit plan that I have so much confidence in now. That confidence is that I can sleep at night, not worrying about where the prices go, and know if that when that I won't say if I'm going to say when they hit my exit points, that I know that my strategy is going to bring me profit, which I've never had in the crypto market or trading of any kind, at this point. Um, so yeah, so I'm excited, and it's been, I guess, liberating to know that I knew the stuff was there, but because I'm so unorganized and I didn't know how to put it on paper, now it's a solid plan on paper, and it's not something that I feel like I might could have sat down and developed a strategy, but it would not have been so concise and so clear without the understanding that I have from going through your program.
Yeah, and certainly when I think about hearing other people, let's say other creators or anyone who kind of people watch, when they say they have an exit strategy, if we define an exit strategy by what is created in the BlockFlow program, they don't have an exit strategy. Like this, they're not comparable. The level of depth, the black and whiteness of the results, what you get at the end, and then also having it be able to execute for you is also, uh, I just don't think many people have something like this, and I think the only people that do are people that have joined this program.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. And
yeah.
if you don't have something like, well, yeah, I don't know where I've been looking for something to give me exactly what this course gave me, and that was a solid program that I know that at the end of it, even if all the exit points didn't hit, I'm going to have profit. And when the bear market comes, I'm going to have money to increase my position in all the coins that I'm invested in. And I will say this, no small thing. The school program with or the school app where we have a community as being a part of the BlockFlow program in your program, the community of people in there is awesome. Everybody's really energetic. They, just like you explained in your video, having the right energy and pushing towards your goals. The other people in the community help do that, and they come along with such support. And then having the coaching calls and having access to you to ask questions and access to other people's perspectives within the program have all come about to help. It's so well rounded that anybody can come in to this program, because I've never been a good learner, but you can come in and it fits no matter what your personality type is, which you'll find out through the program. And I've always done personality programs within my own businesses, but you could be an absolute beginner, a child almost, and come in and grasp the concepts because of how you've taken it from literally the first beginning, the foundations, all the way through a process that helps you figure out what your goals are, so that then you can set them according to how risky you want to be or how risky you are in your personality.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been such a pleasure to watch people go through it, because it's a bit of a mad scientist moment where when I'm working through it and I'm like, am I actually translating what is going on in my head onto the screen here? And I'm thankful that it did in fact do that.
Yep.
So I guess, I'm curious if you were to kind of explain to someone about the general flow of the program, what you experienced kind of through that journey. How does that general flow look to you?
So for me, which may be different than a lot of other folks, they may come in and not have any idea of what their goals are or whatever, but I've always had a pretty good idea of what those things were, but I've never, again, put them down on paper or actually had them so that I could apply them to my strategy. So starting out in the foundations course, I did exactly as you said. I did not skip any steps. As the spreadsheets or the activities came up, I just went ahead and printed them out. Even though sometimes I didn't feel like doing it, it forced me to, I forced myself to do it, so because it caused me to open up some things like, I'll just give you, for instance, in the central spreadsheet, and using Chat GPT to come up with organization. I was like, well, I really don't want any other possessions. And then my wife was like, well, I do. She said, I want a condo in Florida, and they're going, okay. I was like, so you are getting kind of a life lesson in coaching and organizing your thoughts so that you know what your goals are, and at the same time taking those goals and applying them to your strategy to hit so that and then by the end of the course you go, I'll say this: when I was doing the central spreadsheet in the flow, at first I was going, I'm not going to ever hit those numbers. I was like, but that's okay, I don't have to hit those numbers. But then looking at it in time, once I got to the exit strategy and put my strategy in place, I was like, heck, I'm probably going to hit these goals in 5 years, and which was not that long. It's not that long away, and I was sitting there going, so that was one of the things that gave me confidence. But the other thing is to see it in action, and now knowing that I am going to hit those goals and I feel confident in it. So that was the process that I took, even going through each step. I found myself, some days I would get off the training and I would find myself thinking through what the video was saying. And then it made me go, I want to see what the next video has to say to play off the last video. So it made me go, I got to set more time aside. And that is why when I got to the actual exit strategy, there was enough excitement because I saw what was coming, and it made me anticipate the exit strategy, the interstellar videos, and
Yeah.
actually filling out my exit strategy. That I said, I'm going to spend a whole day and figure out this exit strategy. I took my time. It took me 10 hours. I got up at 4 in the morning, and I was like, I'm doing this today. It's dedicated to nothing but exit strategy. And I remember I started with Interstellar Part 1. When I saw that spreadsheet, I just had to absorb it for a little while, the BlockFlow Fib spreadsheet, and learning Fibonacci and learning how it really works, learning how to apply it on charts. And I was sitting there just as you were doing it, I was pausing the video and I was doing it and it did really help to have a second monitor, which you can get really cheap, because I was sitting there watching it on one monitor while I was doing Trading View or the central, having my spreadsheets and all that on the other monitor, and it really did make it. It helped me because as you were doing it, I did it, and it made it stick.
Yeah.
Does that make?
Absolutely. I hadn't considered the double monitor being that much more efficient for this, but it certainly does.
Yeah.
In that use case, yeah. So, okay, so I know you've touched on a few of these things before, but what is it that you've really loved about the program?
My favorite part, or
Sure.
it was all really awesome, but obviously the main goal is getting to the exit strategy. And I will say the BlockFlow Fibonacci spreadsheet that you came up with, that already has all the formulas with the Fibonacci points laid out in a linear fashion, that actually shows you your total profits of what you're taking profit from. To me, those I'm a spreadsheets kind of guy, and those things right there, that there's not another. I've never seen anything that was that um, intrinsic, or how do you I can't find the word for it, but it was that incorporating, that you could put all your percentages in there, and it shows you exactly what your profit is if you take at all those exit points. And so to me, that was the most exciting thing for me. But I've heard from people in the community, and it's so wild because a lot of people, it's funny to see how so many people haven't thought through things in life as to their goals, and who they want to be and who they are and why they are here and why they're, their why. And it's wild to see how many people come from so many different personalities and so many different ways. So that was something else that I found when we were on the coaching calls, and meeting each other on those coaching calls, to find out, they're just exploding on their why, and they're just, and it really meant a lot to them. So it began to make me realize that how many people haven't thought those things through before. And if you haven't, this program is right to do that, and it will help you get to be the person you want to be, and it'll make you excited about who you are and why you want to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess like that kind of encroaches on this final question here, which is more along the lines of, if someone was in this sales process, and they're considering joining the program, but they're thinking, oh, I don't know if it's going to be expensive, because they don't know this stuff at that time, right? You were getting that in the call, but they're on the fence about booking a call because they know intrinsically that they need something like this, but I don't know, we can often convince ourselves that we can do it on our own. What would you say to someone who is on the fence at the moment?
In short, I would say, first of all, just go ahead and pull the trigger and do it. You will not regret it. At first, I thought to be honest, at first, when I first paid for the program and I watched the first few videos, I was going, even though they were awesome in connecting and I got to know you through those videos, through your testimony, through uh, why you started the program, and it did help me with the rest of the program. I found myself, if I'm being honest, I found myself going, at first, I was going, when am I going to get to the exit strategy? But all of those things ended up being necessary in order to understand your thought process to help me have the confidence that I had when I got to the exit strategy that it would be successful, that it would work. And so I say all of that to say, if you're on the fence about it, I really wasn't. I had watched Lewis's YouTube videos enough to get a sense that you did this program to help people reach their goals and to help them understand who they are and why they want to reach those goals. And you truly want to help people. And I sense that. And so it's not about the money money that you spend in the upfront for the program will be given back to you tenfold through the program and through the profits that you not might make, but that you will make, because of it is just how, if you use the program, it is going to hit your profit points and your exit points just based on history. And you will be glad that you spent the money, because it will come back to you tenfold.
Well, that's certainly how it was designed to be kind of priced in. I have taken I've paid for educational programs myself, in the region now of like $60,000 I've spent on education. And I've realized here now that every time I've done something like that or paid a ton of money for a program, I've 5x'd it back. Like I 5 or 10x whatever I paid back. And I've certainly built it with that in mind, to be asymmetric in results. So it's nice to hear.
And you said, if you want to become the person in one of your videos, if you want to be the person, the touty, the one who does and is, if you want to become that person, you have to start taking steps towards laying that foundation out and take steps towards becoming the person that you either want to be or that you don't even know you want to be yet, that you will find out during this course. And if you will go ahead and take the course, at the end of it, you'll understand that you would have never reached that point of who you want to be if you didn't take those steps. And this training course will help you get there. So
absolutely. Yes. Well, Stephen, you've been a wonderful presence in the community here. I'm so thankful that you did jump in, because even off camera here, you're an incredible person, and I like to think that the other people in the program are also incredible, and you can kind of. Yeah. You're a testament to, you're a fantastic representative of the type of person that's in here.
Thank you. No, it's been awesome having the messaging back and forth, just like I message with you back and forth. Mike, there's a few of Mike and Claire, and I can't remember them all. There's several that private message and ask questions, and it's really been that part of it's been really good, because I was like, when I asked Mike, I said, hey, maybe we need to ask Lewis what his XRP fib points are, just to see if they came out to what ours was. And he sent the points to me, or I sent the points to him, and he goes, oh, I already asked him that, and it was the same as what mine was, and what yours is coming up with. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I don't need to ask that. I was going to ask it on the coaching call, and that might be something on one of the coaching calls you just show anyway, like XRP's a point for, you might show that and just say, here's the points that I came up with, if you want to run your own and make sure that they, for practice,
that's the benefit of the coaching calls. The coaching calls, you can ask me questions, and no questions really off limits. It's a very personal kind of group.
Yeah.
You know, and also the access to the direct message as well. You can just message me like a, you know, like a text. So that's available as well.